Welcome everyone to Random Wrestling Talk episode number 3. It's me, your host, Bruce, and my co-host. Co-host?
From an undisclosed location.
Yes, he is not going to give his location because he don't want to get killed.
Yes, the government's after my ass.
Anyway, talking about something else other than death, which I don't understand why the hell I said that, but anyway, so, what do you think of this tournament?
Before we get to that, there's something I want to cover first, and we're going to actually leave the so-called square circle for a moment and step into the octagon and talk about what the hell happened over the weekend.
That was shocking, actually. Sorry guys, I was just testing the volume here, making sure everything's good and everyone can hear Matthew. But yeah, basically Matthew, that was a shocker. And here's something funny. My father...
lost in the second round.
Yeah.
And she got knocked the fuck out.
I was actually going to talk about that on my our personal opinion episode, but I'll give my personal opinion now and do my personal opinion episode number 3 or 4, whatever, how many episodes I've done so far, and post a different one. My opinion on this was shocking. I felt that this was probably the most shocking defeat ever. But, then again, based on the style of what this woman that she was facing, she was a kickboxer and a boxer, a specialist, nonetheless. She actually was a professional kickboxer and boxer at one time. So she wasn't a pushover, which not too many...
But the problem is, Ronald did an interview stating what she had to do for to avoid getting hit by her challenger, and yet she completely ignored it and just fell right into that trap that she should have claimed that she was ready for. So,
well, here's the thing. The thing is that Holly Holm was actually a trained professional kickboxer and boxer. And my father said something. If you're a very good, well-trained boxer, or even that matter, a kickboxer, because you can use both your feet and your hands, it'll outbeat a wrestler any day of the week. Because a wrestler only does grappling, while a kickboxer does what's most important, knocking your fucking opponent out.
Yes, so she had to avoid getting hit by trying to grapple, and that didn't work out, and all that hype, all that build-up, gone.
Yep.
No,
Here's something funny. Since we're going to bring up kickboxing and boxing, Mayweather, I saw on the internet, made a statement that he thinks Ronda Rousey's going to bounce back from the loss altogether, and it ain't even going to matter. So...
Mayweather.
Huh?
Well, I just said that if anyone knows how to bounce back from a loss, it's Mayweather.
Mayweather never lost.
Yes, that's the whole point. So what the hell are you talking about?
He thinks she's an outstanding fighter, and he thinks that she's going to bounce back from it.
Yes, I understand that, but maybe she should take advice from someone that she knows how to come back from a
You
loss.
mean somebody who's actually lost and then came back and started winning again? Yeah, I guess.
Exactly.
But anyway, getting off of UFC shit, because we are not too familiar by this, but that was a very good statement to bring up because of the fact of Ronda Rousey being one of the top performers, and she also was in WWE at some point. So.
Yeah, but let's not affect the main event for WrestleMania, that mixed tag team match.
Oh, that's never gonna happen.
Ah, come on.
No, that ain't ever gonna fucking happen, dude. Rock is never gonna wrestle. He's either gotta make one or two choices. Rock has either gotta leave acting and do wrestling for a while, or just stick with acting and make appearances on WWE. That's it. Because nobody wants to take him while he's wrestling. There has been filmmakers that have said that they do not want him wrestling while he's preparing to do a movie because they don't want to take a chance of him getting injured and postponing the movie, which is understandable. I mean, you go ahead and you get injured, you're gonna cost the producers money and the makers money for the movies. He's costing them money by not being able to do the movie and postponing it. So that's understandable.
What movie is he working on now? Do you know?
I'm not quite sure what movie he's working on. He's got a million different projects he's doing. That's one of the reasons why there's people, his agent of one of them, that does not want him to be involved in the actual wrestling. They're not saying stay away from wrestling. That's not what their concern is. They don't have a problem with him making, showing up on WWE. They don't think it's bad for his image. They're just afraid of him getting injured. They don't want him to get injured because they want him to be able to do these movies that he made promises he would do. Since they offered him the job to do, and that's understandable. But I think it's about time Rock takes maybe a break from acting. I mean, he's doing plenty of movies. I think after this year, maybe he should take a break from acting and maybe do a little bit of wrestling.
So dropping the whole fantasy mixed tag team match, they kind of threw in our faces at that last WrestleMania. So possibly the supposed match they're thinking about, the rematch of Rock with Brock, may or may not happen because of this movie.
Oh, that ain't ever happening. That match is not going to happen. I don't think anybody is going to see Brock Lesnar versus Rock. We sure as hell ain't going to see Rock versus Triple H at WrestleMania 32. So I don't think that's going to happen whatsoever. My situation that I'd like to bring up to you is, what are they going to do about the WWE title picture? Do you think that, and let me just give you the first route. The route is they make Roman Reigns world champion, he becomes a heel, joins the Authority, Dean Ambrose chases after the title, and at the end of the scenario, he wins the Royal Rumble, Dean Ambrose, and then Dean Ambrose wins the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 32. What do you think of that setup, or do you have something better of an idea leading into WrestleMania 32?
Well, obviously from that scenario, you're pretty much saying that the main event for Survivor Series will be Reigns versus Ambrose.
Yeah, it's it's a no-brainer. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. If you think for once...
You're saying you would not want to see Kevin Owens versus basically the Intercontinental Champion versus the United States. I mean,
would I like to see Kevin Owens in the finals? Absolutely. I think that would be awesome. But Del Rio? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Well, look at that. You got the Intercontinental Champion and the U.S. Champion fighting for the World Heavyweight Champion. You're pretty much guaranteed a double champion, and that's kind of interesting.
Matthew, I'll put it to you this way. If they were to have Del Rio versus Kevin Owens in the finals, I would seriously turn off my television set that moment, and here's the other thing. Unsubscribe to WWE Network altogether. As much as they're getting, a lot of new content from the old days when wrestling used to be great, I'd still give all that up just because of that idea, which I'm not concerned about. I know I'm not going to see that, but if it was to happen, I promise you, I would discontinue my subscription with the WWE Network.
I'm sure after hearing this, Triple H will realize, oh shit, can't do this, otherwise I'll lose subscription.
Absolutely. So, yeah. And Triple H values my opinion, as well as others. And nobody wants to see Del Rio anywhere near the fucking World Championship. Not to mention, who the hell wants to see a heel versus heel match? I mean, that's just fucking retarded.
Alright, so yeah. Alright, so back to your top discussion with Ambrose versus Reigns for the main event.
At WrestleMania 32, yes. I think it's time they need to, put the reins, put the ball in the new guys, the new rising stars corner, and let them run with it. See what they can do. I think Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose could sell enough tickets.
I would like to see that match at Survivor Series, and then either they do the screw jumps where he claimed and heel turn, blah, all leading up to WrestleMania, and I think that would be a stellar match. I guarantee 5 stars. You heard it right here, folks.
Well, here's something else that I think might happen too.
But, just like I've been saying for the past other 2 shows, for Random Wrestling Talks, and there's always that plan B scenario. You could always see that. I keep saying, I know you're going to branch and improve this idea, but there's always a possibility that Sheamus will cash in to ensure a new income top heel. Well, who knows? He might join me and John Cena and, oh God, what's his name? The guys who build the Cash In Club.
The Kiss My Ass Club.
No, the guys who failed to cash in.
That was Damien Sandow and John Cena.
Yeah, you can join that camp. Who knows? I completely forgot about.
Here's what I believe is going to happen. And this is pretty much out of Vince McMahon's mind. I'm pretty certain this is what he's going to go for. He's probably going to have Roman Reigns become part of the Authority. Roman Reigns is going to be the World Heavyweight Champion. He's going to stay champion until WrestleMania 32. And then we're going to have Brock Lesnar win the Royal Rumble, appear out of nowhere, be in the Rumble, and win the Royal Rumble, and then face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 32 in a rematch.
If we see that, there are going to be so many riots.
If it's John Cena winning the Royal Rumble?
No. Who'd you say, John Cena? Did you say
No, I said Brock Lesnar.
No, okay, fine. But the point is, whoever wins the Rumble, that's not the guy that the universe wants, there's going to be a riot. And there's only one person the universe wants to see win the Rumble. We want to see this person win the Rumble last year. We want to see the person win the Rumble 2 years ago. That's the exact same person we haven't even in that fucking Rumble 2 years ago. And that takes the entire arena off.
Yep, it's Daniel Bryan.
And I'm going to state this, that there was a video on Joe Cronin's channel that he did a bit about how Daniel Bryan has talked with professional doctors to work with the NFL about concussions, how they cleared him, that surprise, the official WWE doctors state that he's not ready yet.
And that's political bullshit. They're just stating that just to state that because of the fact, and it's not to be mean to, Daniel Bryan or say they don't want to use Daniel Bryan. It's because of political shit, because they're going through a case right now for concussions, just like the NFL has in the past, and they don't want to have any kind of horrible situation where they're looking bad because they're letting a guy who just recently had a horrible concussion get back in the ring. Me personally, I think it's stupid.
Okay, go on. I'll go on. Tell me what you're going to say.
I finished what I was going to say. The whole fucking thing is stupid. But, like you said, I think it would be an outstanding idea. Do not advertise Daniel Bryan for shit. Have Daniel Bryan show up on Royal Rumble, win the Royal Rumble, and nobody expected it. Do something that was completely never done before. They have advertised injured wrestlers before being in the Royal Rumble. I think that if they're going to make Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble, for the last 2 years, like you said, they didn't make him win. If they plan on making Daniel Bryan win, they better go ahead. And this is a perfect situation to get the biggest pop of all time in a long while, and that's have Daniel Bryan unannounced, unpublicized, unadvertised, and have him show up randomly at the Royal Rumble like they do with legend wrestlers, and have him show up, win the Royal Rumble, and you would have a fucking full-loaded screaming fest over how fucking awesome that pay-per-view was, just because Daniel Bryan won the Royal Rumble without even being announced. That is a shocker. That is unexpected. People expect him to never win the big one, and him to go ahead and go to Royal Rumble unannounced and win the Royal Rumble altogether would be a fucking mind blower and a total, complete winning factor for WWE in ratings, in audience appeal, and everything else. It's the perfect setup, but I highly doubt WWE's smart enough to go about doing this.
Well, it could be done there because they could be holding off Daniel Bryan's possible return, not just because of the
well, that's the only thing. That's the thing. Like I'm saying.
They've been focusing mostly on ratings right now.
Exactly. That's a perfect setup for Daniel Bryan. Like I just said, if they don't advertise him, don't advertise him. I know that sounds a little crazy because you want to drag people's attention to want to go see the Royal Rumble. But I'm telling you what, you're going to get people to see this Royal Rumble because this Royal Rumble this time around, there is no heavy-duty name carrying around the belt. It's going to be Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose or whoever in this Royal Rumble, or whatever. I mean, it's either going to be Dean or Roman Reigns. So, more than likely it's going to be Roman Reigns carrying the belt in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. So, here's the thing. You go ahead and you have Roman Reigns as the heel. That's a little unexpected. People weren't expecting it. I mean, but they've shown signs, but it's not like full-blown signs or clues that it's going to happen. But it can happen. Just based on what happened last night alone on their promos between Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. The other thing is, Daniel Bryan, as you said, has been held back. He has not been used. What perfect situation would be is just to do what I just said, man. You have no announcement. Daniel Bryan comes out maybe in the 20s. He shows up out of nowhere and he eliminates about 4 or 5 guys, big name guys, and wins the Royal Rumble. Have him and Dean Ambrose as the last 2 guys in the Royal Rumble. What a fucking finish. And there you go.
That's how they should do it.
Boom. There's your main event. But, I don't know, man. WWE has been doing some weird stuff over the years. They've gotten too political. They've gotten too glamorous. They've gotten just too, corporate-like, in my taste, in my opinion. I just don't like it. I like... I've been lately on the WWE Network since they've gotten the newer episodes for Raw and SmackDown. They got episodes from 2002, the 1990s, and stuff like that. That's the stuff I want to see. I want to see that kind of look of an arena. Not with all these blinking lights and all this BS bullshit, man. Give us just some standard, basic wrestling, Don't make it so fucking complicated. Don't make it all glimpse and glamour. You want to make WrestleMania glimpse and glamorous? That's one thing. You even want to do Royal Rumble or Survivor Series or SummerSlam because they're big name pay-per-views. do that. I don't care. But at least make it feel like a sport. It's called sports entertainment. Vince McMahon has taken WWE from being sports entertainment to just being entertainment. And we don't want that. We want sports entertainment. That's what professional wrestling is. It's sports. So, there you go. Anyway, I've talked plenty. I'm going to let you have the run with whatever you want to say to this as well.
Since we're getting closer to Survivor Series, are you somewhat supporting that there's not going to be a traditional, Survivor Series match? Because, we got that 2 weeks ago on Raw and SmackDown. They weren't really anything impressive except for Team Reigns and Team Rollins match.
Well, that was never going to happen anyway.
I'm saying we saw that on Raw, though, but aren't you kind of disappointed there's no traditional Survivor Series match, at Survivor Series?
Well, the truth of the matter is the traditional Survivor Series match should have been the Wyatt family versus Undertaker and Kane with another tag team, and like we talked about last week, it should have been the Dudley Boys. In which case, the fucking Dudley Boys were on television last night. They haven't appeared since Hell in a Cell, and then finally they make their first appearance back from losing to the New Day for the tag titles, and they fucking just faced the Ascension. What the fuck's up with that?
Well, trying to get some new blood versus old blood, but didn't work out so well.
Dude, you would have had New Blood versus Old Blood. Have the Dudley Boys and Undertaker and Kane versus the Wyatt family. What more New Blood versus Old Blood can you get from that? Not to mention the Wyatt family is actually developed into a good TV programming type of storyline with those guys. I mean, granted, I'm not a fan of them, but, majority rules. So, majority likes the Wyatt family. And, they're getting a lot of popularity. They're getting attention. But
well, you can happen in that match. Who else can choose to be the representative? Who do you think Bray Wyatt can choose to represent his faction against the...
who I think he's going to choose... I seriously think that the whole thing is fucking dumb. He's probably going to have Eric Rowan and Luke Harper face Undertaker and Kane. I don't think we're even going to see Bray Wyatt in that ring whatsoever. You're just going to see Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman jerking off on the side of the ring like JD and Joe Cronin said last week on their Out of Nowhere episode. I'm dead serious. These fucking guys, there's 4 guys on the Wyatts, 2 on Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction, and you could have added fucking the Dudley Boys to this mix, and you would have had a great thing, and then you could have taken what happens at Survivor Series and put the Dudley Boys up against the Wyatts in a fucking tag team feud. It would have been perfect. It would have given the Wyatts somebody else to work with besides the Undertaker and Kane. The Wyatts have already worked with those guys. They've already had a story developed.
We're kind of talking about the pay-per-view itself for prediction-wise. Who you see walking away? Because I personally think it's probably going to be the Brother of Destruction.
Oh yeah, definitely. They wouldn't have the Undertaker lose on his 25th anniversary of being in WWE. With all that build-up, you have Undertaker and Kane win. You don't have them lose. That would be just fucking dumb. This Survivor Series...
That would make the Wyatt family look good.
The what?
That would make the Wyatt family look good.
Yeah, I think they can do something where they could... Undertaker and Kane can still win by still making the Wyatts look good, but still, regardless... I just don't think that this should have been a Survivor Series 4-on-4 match. I don't think that there should have been anything else but that. I think that should have been the traditional Survivor Series match. Just based on talent alone, they don't have really good Survivor Series matches that they could use off of the talent roster they have, since they're so low on talent and everything, and stars that are built up well enough to make a Survivor Series mean something. But The Undertaker and Kane versus the Wyatt family with another two members joining the Brothers of Destruction with the Dudley Boys would have been perfect. I just don't really understand the point. Truthfully, in my personal opinion, I think that this pay-per-view is going to be probably the worst Survivor Series of all time. Outside of the build-up around the world title match and seeing what develops at the end of the scenario, whether Roman Reigns joins with the Authority or not. But other than that, there's not much to talk about with Survivor Series being what it is right now. All they're going to have is just a bunch of random fucking matches thrown in on the show, and they only have 3 matches. The fucking 2 semifinal matches. No, 4, excuse me. 2 semifinals matches, the finals, and the Undertaker and Kane match versus the Wyatts. That's it.
And Divas title match, too.
Oh, yeah, and the Divas title match. What did you think of them using Charlotte and Paige to close out the show on that segment?
I think it was pretty good because the feud they have, and we're putting a lot of emphasis on the Divas title match, which I think which you kind of pointed out by actually forgetting that the match is even on the card.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to make sure you focus on the Divas title match, too.
Well, here's a great way to place this whole scenario out.
There are some stuff people did not like how Paige brought up Charlotte's brother, and some news people claiming that was somewhat bad taste, but it's WWE for trying to create a storyline.
Well, here's my thing: they wanna use the Divas title match as the closing thing of Raw last night. Here's what they do: they put it to second to last behind the Survivor Series title match for the world title in the finals. They make that the second to last match.
Right? They probably will.
That's what I would do if they if they really have tried to build this up into something serious. Then that's what you do. You make this like your almost final match before, just the match before the finals for the World Championship. That's what you do in this scenario.
Now, before we wrap things up, unless you have anything else to talk about.
Well, this has been kind of short.
Were you surprised by the Final Four competitors?
No, not really. Del Rio, I was expecting to be in it versus Roman Reigns. I even announced on last week, I said that you can fully expect Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose, which is going to be an outstanding match. All these matches, all 4 of them last night, really made Raw a great show, as I've said in my Raw review earlier today. So, I mean, this is going to be, Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens is going to be a show stealer nonetheless. Regardless who wins the World Championship between Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, this is going to be a really good match between Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose, regardless of the fact that Kevin Owens might lose more than likely to Ambrose.
How did you think Kalisto did, being the small guy in the tournament?
I think what Kalisto did was very well done. His match, unfortunately, was a little bit, kind of filled with a little bit of botches with him and Del Rio. I think that, from noticing his match with Del Rio, I think it's his tempo in the match that fucks him up and makes him have botches in his matches. But other than that, as a star, I see him as being a very successful singles competitor at some point. Definitely a new version of Rey Mysterio and a very good representative of the Hispanic people.
Good representative of the Lucha Libre style.
Yeah, I think him and Del Rio will do an outstanding job. I think Del Rio did a great with Kalisto outside of some of the botches that they had, but all the work that they did in that match really kind of overshadowed the botches, in my opinion. I rated that match a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I mean, all the matches on that card was at least a 3.5 or higher. Every match, I'm meaning like the tournament match last night with those 4 matches. For my Raw review, I gave the Roman Reigns and Cesaro a 5 out of 5. That was a fucking 5-star match. Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler was a 4.5 out of 5.
I was surprised by that. I honestly thought that Tyler Breeze would come out and either screw over either one of those two or at least attack Dolph Ziggler dirt afterwards.
Yeah, I was kind of happy they didn't do that because I think that would have really spoiled and screwed up and made Dean Ambrose look kind of bad in that situation. So I'm glad they didn't go that route. I think that now that happened, they might do something tonight on SmackDown where they kind of influence the idea that Dolph Ziggler and Tyler Breeze is going to have a match at Survivor Series, hopefully. I mean, it's going to be a short build-up, but they could just do a disqualification ending with him and Dolph Ziggler and stretch this out even more to build more of a story off of it.
Yeah. I also want to talk to you about what do you think of his looking for that 16 back? And I also know he hasn't been using the cross arm breaker since his return. He's been using that stomp from the
in the corner. I'm not really impressed all that much. I've never been a big fan of Del Rio. He's very basic, very generic. Nothing fancy about him. He's just kind of bland, really. I mean, Vincent McMahon likes him for whatever reason. I mean, I don't see him as a bad wrestler. He's just too... I guess there's no pizzazz to his character or no finesse to his wrestling skills. He's just kind of a straightforward, plain wrestler, but he's not horrible. I can't say he's horrible or anything. I mean, he's got plenty of different moves to have a variety of moves in the match. But
he looked like a good technical submission wrestler when he first started.
Yeah, no, he's just not. I don't know why. Maybe he's using it. He might use it for like special moments in his matches now. I don't know, to finish a match, but his return to WWE wasn't all that impressive. Especially the fact John Cena was getting hit with all kinds of finishers and kicking out, and then he gets kicked in the face, and that was the end of the match. It's Hell in a Cell. That just was pathetic. I didn't understand that whatsoever. That should have just continued after that, and they should have had some sort of fantastic finish at the end. But they didn't have shit for an ending like that. It was just a bland ending. But I haven't been impressed with that. I have not been impressed with the whole, the Zeb Coulter and Del Rio scenario either. So.
Because we're... Anything else, Marcus? You want to bring up some more information?
Here's something I will bring up to you. Before we go, this is the last topic. I got a good topic here. I didn't bring it to your attention. Going back to Brock Lesnar, I said that Vince McMahon might probably make Brock Lesnar face Roman Reigns and have Brock win the Royal Rumble. Let's say they don't make Brock Lesnar win the Royal Rumble. Who would be the best opponent for Brock Lesnar to face at WrestleMania 32?
Oh, shit.
They might not even need him for WrestleMania 32 because they probably couldn't find a good, decent opponent for him.
Well, I honestly do. I'd put him in a handicap match against the entire roster. He just just complete decimate them.
Wait, face it.
Just put him in a gauntlet the match against the entire roster is not competing at WrestleMania and just grab Tara.
And then what? Make him face a world champion? Or just a random gauntlet match to face a bunch of guys and beat the shit out of them.
Well, having a gauntlet match and having faced the entire roster who's not competing in a match and just beat them all up.
Oh, so they can call it the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and they just have fucking Brock Lesnar pin people instead of throwing them over the top rope instead.
That's another thing. We could compete in that and have him suplex every competitor out of the ring.
Okay. No, Brock Lesnar is not going anywhere. No, Brock Lesnar is not going anywhere near that fucking Battle Royal Memorial thing for Andre the Giant. That ain't happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening either, but I honestly cannot think of anyone that's in Brock's league worth competing with. I'm sure he won't compete unless the title's on the line with a title match or something.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with him. With the roster being as down as it is, they can't do another Undertaker Brock Lesnar match. That's over and done with. That's overkill. Sorry guys, my friend just got disconnected. We're about to finish wrestling talk. Just give me 1 second. I do apologize, guys. Sorry about that, guys. We had technical difficulties on that one. Once again, my phone kind of dies out and loses connection. That's why we're going to figure out how to do this on Google Hangout at some point.
That's why I'm back. So, did I miss anything?
No, you didn't miss nothing. I was just telling the viewers, just basically that I lose signal where I'm sitting in my room, so that's the reason why you got disconnected, and we're soon at some point going to be doing Google Hangout. But otherwise, you know, Brock Lesnar is probably going to be, he really doesn't have anything big that he could do or work with right now off of the top of my head that they could do. But here's something that's interesting, throwing this out there. JD and Joe Cronin have talked about this and have researched about this. If there's a possibility Sami Zayn can return back before WrestleMania 32, WWE might be planning to have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens compete for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. What do you think of that?
I would love to see that. I would be a show stealer.
I think that match would be like watching Randy Savage and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I think that match would be great.
That is just some goddamn hype right there.
I think it would be an awesome match. I think it would be almost the same quality as that match. I'm sorry. But that match was...
That is some hype. Oh man, that's got to be some godlike word I can't even think of.
I'm telling you the truth, those two guys put on a hell of a show in NXT with that NXT World Title match. I don't see why they can't do the same level of competition at WrestleMania 32 for the Intercontinental title on a bigger stage.
I would put the IC title on major attention.
Yep.
That.
I'll tell you the truth, that will give the IC title more prestige to it. I mean, having those two guys compete for that title based off of their past history that they have in storylines would be great for the Intercontinental Championship all around.
Yes, and that'd be great. And of course, if they do that, scenario most likely we'll see Sami Zayn walk away with the IC title.
I think that's the perfect guy to beat him for the championship, is Sami Zayn. I think they should keep the IC title on Kevin Owens the whole entire way till WrestleMania.
Most likely they probably will.
I hope so. But, yeah, I mean, really, to be honest with you, the one last thing, and then we're going to go here. because this has been going on for a little while, and it's work tomorrow for me, and it's work for my friend Matthew here, so we're going to kind of end this after this one little topic. What do you think of Kurt Angle's comment about wrestling being stagnant right now?
Well, unfortunately, I did not catch the comment. Sorry, mine.
It's on NoDQ.com in the Indies section.
Well, I'll have to look up and maybe we'll discuss that next time.
Well,
I don't know anything about it.
Well, do you agree with him? You think it's stagnant? You think it's, unattractive, or maybe not getting the kind of it could be or should be right now, or what?
I know that in terms of professional wrestling, with WB, of course, being the main head of the
wrestling world,
and it, of course, in the state that it's currently in, while TNA at one point was a decent competition, but now it's become the ass of wrestling. That's exactly how I view it as.
No, I don't blame you. I feel the same way.
And then you have ROH, which is trying to get some decent attention, and then you have other small organizations building up. And wrestling in America-wise, all you really have is WWE, which, like I said, you either love it, hate it, or watch, like MMA football.
Pretty much. What do you... Here's something that's out of the clear blue. What do you think about New Japan Wrestling becoming worldwide viewed by America as well, and being a competition to WWE?
I would love that. I mean, I've heard a lot of great stuff about New Japan. Now, you have to watch that on a weekly or monthly or whatever basis so they can promote it.
I think that they should. I really believe that they could make some big money going worldwide with New Japan. I think, and I really think if they can do that, I think that will also mean another thing, that they'll be able to give AJ Styles a much bigger contract that he would take in a heartbeat, and would go sticking with New Japan and telling WWE, sorry, but no thanks. Because, I'll be honest with you, the only way AJ Styles is going to WWE, it ain't based off of what they've been doing storyline-wise, because they're shit right now, but the only way he'd go to WWE is money-wise. And
he does now. If he shows up NXT for whatever reason, might be a huge pop and just be a big middle finger to the main roster. But if he were to show up strictly on the main roster, the entire arena roof would just be blowing up.
Well, I think that if they were able to get AJ Styles onto WWE, get him to sign a contract, and he's already said, if WWE decides to want to get in contact with me, if they can give me the kind of price that I'm looking for so I can provide my family, that's where I'm going to go. He's pretty much doesn't have any allegiance to any company, and I know why. He's pissed off, and he has a right to be. He busts his ass, he built TNA from the ground up, and he got the middle finger back for all of his troubles from TNA, and now at this point, he's got the mindset of a Kevin Nash or a Hulk Hogan. His attitude is real simple. I'm just going to go wherever the money is, and that's it. So WWE gives me money, I'll take it. And he doesn't, fuck him.
Yes, and like you just said, the fact that he got the real screw job from TNA, you can't blame AJ for having a, like you said, a Kevin Nash-like attitude.
Yep, that's what he has. And I don't blame him. With what he went through with TNA, I do not blame him one bit.
He basically put that company on his back and dared it from day one. As my other great talent, there was maybe R8. For majority was mostly AJ, and then where they just tossed him aside was the biggest thing you could think of.
Yep. honestly think that because of that experience he had, his idea of professional wrestling and his love for the business has completely changed to where I don't give a fuck about wrestling. I'm great at what I do, and he's stuck with what he's done because he's been in it for so long. But if it would have happened to him sooner, he probably would have turned his back on it and forgotten all about professional wrestling. Because honestly, what he got for 10 years of working in that company was the biggest fucking load of bullshit you can ever get. I mean,
he was basically the John Cena of TNA from ground, like I said, ground level, in which case being classified like that, it
was disgusting.
It's disgusting. I keep saying that is the majority reason why I hate TNA. How they treated AJ.
I don't blame you. And Sting was another guy.
What they're doing right now is complete bull.
Sting was another guy. They treated him like shit at the end of his career. Fucking loses to Magnus in a horrible fashion. To a sharpshooter? What the fuck? You don't make him lose to a sharpshooter to Magnus, but like that's the fucking dumbest thing you could possibly do. I mean, if you're gonna make him lose to like a finisher from Magnus, but not make him lose for a fucking sharpshooter, for God's sakes.
Yeah, so how do you remember they had actually lose, or did they do the whole Montreal scenario?
No, they just had the entire TNA locker room beat the fucking shit out of Sting.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The same exact style they did to AJ.
Yeah, so yeah. Basically, how TNA treated AJ and Sting, and granted Sting was getting ready to jump, his really year aside with WB, so that was somewhat understandable, even though it was complete bullshit. Point is, after what they did to those two, I just don't even want to register TNA on the dock anymore.
Oh, I understand, and what they're doing with this TNA World Title, I actually last night, I went ahead and went online and looked on a website that shows their cards for their episodes, and my God, every fucking match has to do with the TNA World Title tournament. I mean, they took...
Aren't they close to narrowing down?
Huh?
It's been going on for about 2 months now.
Yeah, they're still doing this fucking tournament. This tournament, I believe, is going to keep going all the way through till they're done with Destination America. I think they're going to crown the champion on the last episode.
And when is that happening? So I can make sure I don't know. DVR?
What?
And when exactly is that going to happen so I make sure I do not set my DVR?
I have no idea. Who the fuck cares? Why would you even need to be notified not to do that for your DVR?
I don't know, because I don't want to make sure I'm actually recording for some reason, but whatever. Point is, it just shows how fucked up it is as where their management is.
Well, I can tell you this much. I personally think that this is really fucked up. They got Matt Hardy in the tournament nonetheless, and they stripped him of the title in the first place.
Yeah, because storyline, C3...
That makes no fucking sense. They strip him of the title, and then he's back in the world title picture in a tournament. That makes no fucking sense.
The whole setup was fucked. I mean, let's stop any former champion from claiming a loss after losing a title. I mean, the stipulation was set. You had Paul Hardy versus EC3 for the world title with Jeff Hardy as special guest referee. The match happened. Matt Hardy
got the win, and then he got stripped of the belt the same night.
Jeff Hardy did the 1, 2, 3 and called the match down the middle. What the fuck happened? Oh, wait, because EC3 got into Jeff Hardy's face, and Jeff, not being a punk that he is, decided to throw in a few punches. Fuck is. Yeah, so let's fight.
Well, that's what they are. I'm in a total agreement with you. I think that they completely suck. But at this time, guys, thank you very much for watching. Leave your comments and opinions down below on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is me, Bruce, signing out. And Matthew is signing out as well. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And have a great night, guys. Bye.